Yo, what's that word? 12 Minute Podcast, I believe episode 42. Today we got a special guest here today, um, owner of John Georgia Speaks, former staff writer for the renowned Up Your Geek website, and the co-host of Three Geeks in a Pod podcast. Y'all go check that out on all platforms, Mr. John Georges.
I appreciate that, man. I'm happy to be here with y'all, man. I've been fucking with the show. Been watching y'all. It's been good. It's been getting better each episode.
Sure, for sure. Appreciate it.
No, for sure. Oh man, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today, man?
Doing good.
Not bad.
For sure. Glad hope everybody been blessed. For sure. Now today we got an assortment of some good topics today, man, for sure. We're gonna start off with the LeBron retirement jerseys and his various teams that he's played on. He's played on the Cavs, went to Miami, then back to the Cavs, and now he's on the Lakers. And in his stints in these different teams, do y'all think he deserves a jersey retirement at every single one of his stops?
No. The only one I wouldn't consider him to be deserving of yet is just with the Lakers. Okay. Just because he does have that one championship with them. But you also have to look at what he's done. I mean, he missed the playoffs his first year with the Lakers or something like that. And I just feel like this third stop to the Lakers hasn't been like that LeBron impact that he had, when he went to Miami. That was probably like the best version of LeBron to me. And then he came back to Cleveland. He brought Cleveland their first NBA championship. Just things like that. And then I can add more to what you guys are saying. I'll let everybody else get out what they want.
Honestly, I think if I'm looking at it like from the requirements, it seemed like for people to get their jersey retired, I feel like LeBron he has to get his jersey retired every place he played for different reasons, but he has to get it retired every place that he played. For Cleveland for just obvious reasons. I mean, he put them on the map, brought them the first championship. Miami 2 championships. I think the Lakers thing. I think he does. I think the Lakers thing. He don't get enough credit for. Honestly, like I get that he missed the playoffs, but the Lakers was out of relevance before LeBron came over there. So I think they owe him. If Shaq can get his jersey retired by the Magic, for no championships, no disrespect to Shaq, I think LeBron deserves his retire his jersey league wide if you can.
No, most definitely, man. I feel like LeBron and what he's done, I mean, first stint, 27.5 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, darn near 2 steals a game as like coming in as an 18-year-old growing. I mean, got to the playoffs his first year. Just changed the degree of Cleveland. Moving on to Miami, 27 points per game, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, 6 rebounds. That was like the best version of LeBron. Just straight pure dominance.
In Miami?
What happened?
You got two MVPs in Miami, if I'm not mistaken.
2 MVPs and 2 championships.
Back to back, yeah.
And 2 finals MVPs.
Not one, not. I mean, and then his second stint coming back to Cleveland, 26, 8, and 7. Changed his whole game for that specific team and just went crazy. And I mean, what he's doing now at the Lakers, won another championship with them. Leading into that championship, obviously it was the bubble championship, no asterisks. Leading up to that, man, they were very, very dominant team. Like, not many people know that they were winning a lot of those games leading into the bubble. And once they got there, man, they just locked in. I mean, yeah, you're in a crazy environment, but hey, this is your job. This is what we're here for. We all made the playoffs. It's time to lock in, and they did that. Yeah, definitely all 4 teams for sure. Doing 3 teams.
Honestly, I could think of two players off the top of my head that have their jerseys retired league-wide. That's Bill Russell and Michael Jordan. I think LeBron should get the same type of treatment. He's already in a category. Most people consider him a greater player than Bill Russell, even if Bill Russell has these multitude of championships and he's a great man off the floor. A lot of people consider Michael Jordan the greatest all time, but he's constantly compared to LeBron. So I think it goes without question his impact on all three franchises that he played for. Like y'all had mentioned, for the Cavaliers, their first championship in any pro sport in 50 years. For the Miami Heat, like, of course, Miami had won a championship before him, but they won more championships with LeBron than they have in their whole franchise history. And he helped I think, even popularize the NBA way more when you had the Heatles and everything they did on social media. But besides that, just his accomplishments on the floor were magnificent for that team. He never missed a year in the finals for the Heat. Of course, when he went back to Cleveland, running up against those juggernaut Warriors team, but again, going to the finals every year when his second best player was J.R. Smith, with all due respect. And then for the Lakers, I kind of get what you're saying, Khalil, but at the same time, if he would have just had that one championship, I would have been iffy because I think you have to compare that Lakers jersey retirement to everybody that the Lakers have and everything that they've been in, which was win multiple championships. Now, what I will say, why I think he deserves to have a retired there is because he broke the all-time scoring record there as well. And he just went to the Western Conference Finals. So I think at this point he's accomplished enough, but I could see if people have some sort of pushback against that.
No, most definitely. Oh, go ahead.
Too, at the Lakers.
What happened?
He won the first in-season tournament.
Oh, thanks.
That too. Hey, that's gonna build some confidence, man. Hopefully they can, get some good picks. I mean, not good picks, good players and buyouts. I mean, next topic, man. Next topic, bro. Doc Rivers, man, got signed back on very early after a couple games from that last coach getting fired. Now he's in, not a great start. What do y'all think about him as a coach? And do y'all think, he can do something with the Bucks?
I don't think he can do anything with the Bucks. I can answer the second part. I don't think too much about him, but I don't think he can do anything with the Bucks. I think he's had a lot of opportunities, with some great teams, but I didn't really see the planning in making him the coach. I didn't really understand it.
Figure that. What you got to say, C?
I definitely agree with John on the part where I don't think he's going to get anywhere with the Bucks. Just because I feel like it's at that point in the season, it's not like they weren't probably playing up to their potential, but they were still right up there on the top of the East. And like John said, Doc's had these great teams, and he's really just hasn't been able to do anything with them. I don't see that changing with the Bucks, as I think since he's been there, they're like on a downhill skid as of right now as well.
3-7.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Not same, man. Yeah, like I feel like what John said, I just thought it was like a out of the pocket pick of picking up a coach. I mean, Doc, he's great. I think he's a great coaching mind. But I mean, his status doesn't prove that. I mean, in the playoffs, he's 111 to 94. That's like very subpar. You getting these. You won championship out of all your years in this league, man. And you flop a lot of most of the time. So yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to get it done with the Bucks. I mean, they got some great talent, but he hasn't gotten a chance to implement his core of what he wants the team to be. He had no offseason, and none of those kind of things kind of help build that rapport with the coach and player camaraderie, and he doesn't have that. And it's too, like, he just got plopped in for them to even build any kind of thing.
Right. I think it's honestly, their problem has been defense the whole year. And Doc is a good defensive coach. I think that was a good trade for Patrick Beverly here at the trade deadline because I thought their problem was roster. And getting Patrick Beverly, he isn't the same defender he once was, but bring up that intensity and communication and identity. I do think they're going to get it on track. Yeah, they slipped a little, but they were so far ahead. They're now only in the third place in the Eastern Conference. So I expect them to bounce back once Doc they have time to practice over this All-Star break. He's going to be working with the team that isn't at the All-Star game, which is, basically all of them besides Giannis and Dame. And I think they'll get it together. I don't know if they're going to win a championship, but I do think that potential is still there, like we thought in the beginning of the season. And I did think it's asinine to fire a coach at his first job within half of the year. I do think that's ridiculous, and just to hire a retread, it makes people who are trying to get into the sports industry have less of a hope because you're proving that you're not going to give them an opportunity. So yeah,
they're just recycling the same.
For sure.
What was the previous coach's name?
Adrian Griffin.
Yeah, Adrian Griffin.
I hope he gets another job, man. Honestly, because they had a winning record. I don't know what happened over there, but I hope he gets another opportunity.
I think they were just saying he lost the locker room or something like that, but they ain't showing their record.
Big facts. I mean, but when you're a young coach, like that respect thing in the locker room, especially with superstars, is big. It's very big. Okay.
And I do think they make a little run, but go ahead. You go to the next one.
No, I like that one for sure. Shout out to Doc Rivers, man. All right. So we've watched a lot of sports movies. There's a plethora of good sports movies, but 10 out of 10 sports movies, which one would y'all say is a 10 out of 10 and why?
What you got, B?
I'll go first. Make mine real quick. 10 out of 10 sports movies. I believe it's called Friday Night Lights, where they were like playing in Odessa, Texas, and they had the guy Boobie Miles. Just the actor that they had playing him, like that was a really great acting job. Like I was watching it because of how they were gonna translate the athleticism on screen and things of that nature. But just the storytelling and everything he and that team went through. And I liked the setting, the lighting was great, the emotions they portrayed. It made me really feel like I was there. Like I might have shed a tear watching that movie, and I don't shed a tear watching movies often. So I'm gonna have to say Friday Night Lights for sure.
Nah, I for sure mess
that was
with
classic.
The movie and the TV show. Mess with both.
Both, yeah.
I would my personal favorite movie, which is 10 out of 10 to me, Coach Carter. Samuel L. Jackson. I just feel like that movie, like you said, from like the emotional reality standpoint, stuff like that does happen in the community. And then just how he was the coach and he was really actually like caring for his players and trying to get them to be somebody. I think that just sends a good message, like I say, because that does happen in real life. But yeah, Coach Carter for me, for sure.
I like that one. Me personally, why I like that one is like I like more like real feel to it that you can get something from. Like so, mine was Glory Rhodes. It was the one where they fighting adversity. First coach to have as many black players that he did at the Western team, and then the first player to start 5 black players in a national championship game for basketball, and for them to win that game, man. And my funny side note for that, man, is they actually beat Pat Riley in that national championship game. And it's like, oh, now you play for the Heat and you got amongst crazy black players on your team that win.
No cap.
It was kind of a funny little thing.
No cap, Pat Riley do be constructing the teams in the NBA with the most white players, though. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but all his teams have the most white players in the NBA.
They be splashing everything, though.
Yeah, they hoopers.
Oh, big time.
They be the corner specialists. But I would have to say like one of my favorite sports movies. It's Kevin Costner movie. I think it was called Draft Day, and it was kind of like obviously it was on a draft day, and it was like it's this one particular team that was trying to figure out who they needed to draft, whether they were going to like replace their quarterback or get somebody like a receiver to help them. And if I'm not mistaken, the receiver in the movie was Chadwick Boseman, God rest his day, I think. And he, they didn't want to draft him because they were scared of like, his persona, or like who he was and everything. But throughout the movie, Kevin Costner found out more about his family and everything, and found out he was actually. It was a moment on the field that they thought he was like overly celebrating, but in reality, he was like shouting out his sister who was like sick or something like that. I can't remember the movie exactly, but it was just a real good movie to show the draft day and the hijinks of it, and it was a real good movie. Kevin Costner's
Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, was it? Okay.
Cleveland Browns, yeah.
I would say another movie, if people like want to know a lot about the game of sports in general, is Moneyball. That's another great movie to watch if you want to like catch up your knowledge of any sports organization. But yeah.
No, that's pretty dope. Nah, I like that. Very different choices, variety. That's really good. Another retirement jersey debate about.
By the way, that's a fire shirt.
Well, not debate about, but appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
That's that office right there. White? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That ties in. All right. Matter of fact, I'll go with that one because that ties into a little bit of my actor who I thought. So, who in a biopic film of the GOAT, Tom Brady, who would y'all choose as an actor? Me personally, I chose John Krasinski. I like him as an actor and a lot of things that he plays, and also The Office. Obviously, that's a great show. Like it's just top tier. And he's also already played in a sports movie before, Leatherhead. It's an old school kind of based football movie. So he kind of already has that football feel in his acting kind of repertoire. So I mean, it'd be pretty decent.
That's a really good pick. I never thought about that. Like that's a really good pick, just because he looks old enough to where he could play like an older Tom Brady at the later stages, but he looks young enough to where he could play the pretty boy, young All-American Tom Brady too. Like
exactly.
That could work out. Because I was gonna say like they could try to just find somebody new, because I like when directors do that and they just find somebody that you never knew before. But that's a good pick.
But he's the GOAT, man. It's Tom Brady. You gotta have somebody that's going. I mean, obviously it's a football movie, but there's other parts of within that layer of his biopic. So I'm like, okay, you need an actor to portray Tom Brady, and in the ways that Tom Brady would have portrayed himself. That's why I was going with that kind of guy, with that kind of actor of that status.
Who
y'all would pick?
Like I said, I would have gone with some. I was thinking like they cast an unknown, like because a lot of times like when you cast in a biopic, if you cast somebody that is known, it's hard for the audience to kind of differentiate. Like for instance, like if it is John Krasinski, some people might be like, oh, that's Jim. No matter how great he is as Tom Brady, some people might be like, oh, that's Jim, or that's the Tom Clancy guy, whatever. So if it's somebody unknown, they can just connect them with that character only. So I would probably go with somebody unknown.
No, you're right about that. I didn't think of it that way. Who you guys see?
So I was kind of thinking, like young Tom Brady, I was kind of leaning towards someone like Tom Holland, kind of just a young factor. He is a popular actor amongst people.
Short.
Right yeah.
Movie magic.
True.
But
right. That's CGI crazy.
I mean, like the older Tom Brady, I was thinking kind of more like Brad Pitt, and just like proven actor. I know his acting skills are up to date.
Too short guy.
Hey, listen.
I like that though.
Hey, Tom Brady Brad Pitt be getting it.
Yeah, for real.
Oh man.
I had to say Matthew McConaughey, big Texas fan, be at their sideline every game. Because of movies like, of course, my favorite movie all the time. I don't care what nobody says, best movie all the time, Interstellar. But I also like We Are Marshall. That's already a sports type movie about the Marshall team when the plane crashed. Sad, but it portrayed drama. So I think he can fit into that. And Tropic Thunder in those movies. And I like him there because, first of all, I think he looks like Tom Brady. I don't think it'd be that difficult. He's damn near around the same age as Tom Brady. And I want them to highlight that dynamic with Bill Belichick, that time that he's on the Patriots, and how that unfolded and how that played out. I think there's a lot of again, drama and emotional touch that we have to see during that time. Even though they had massive success, you like to think that everything was all good, but people forget it was a lot of wild stuff going on again. You know, as a Jet fan, I ain't gonna mention Spygate, Deflategate, and all that other stuff. So
wow,
they have to play those as well. We'll have to see how it plays out. But I like Matthew McConaughey in that role.
Yeah, a lot of that gonna be cut out. gotta let the goat be the goat. To segue into, saying now we got into some movies. What are some different types of criticisms that actors face compared to like athletes? Like there's a lot of things that go on in the sports world, a lot of things that go on in the movie world. And sometimes those things kind of intertwine. So what are some of the different criticisms that you would say actors face compared to that you would see with an athlete?
I feel like I see some correlation between like the actor and the director and like a player and a coach. Like a player can get blamed for like a coach's decisions in a way that an actor can get blamed for a director's decisions. But I think with an actor, it can be even more like crucial to their career because like a director really controls, how the movie goes. It's his movie, it's his process. So he can say deliver the line this way. And then you might go see that movie and be like, okay, he can't act because he's delivering the lines this way, but the director told him to deliver the lines that way. So, and then now he gets this image that he can't act or whatever. So I feel like it's a similar thing with coaches and, players. Like, a coach draws up the wrong plays and that player has to deal with, they lose the playoffs and everything.
Nah, I got an example for that, like Baker Mayfield, for example. Like the way you were breaking it down, because he played with a lot of coaches that were pretty decent, but like now he's with the Bucks, had a phenomenal season, made the Pro Bowl, and basically saved his career. And it's like you said, it's that coach to player to from producer to director to actor.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like John said, just going off of that, like per se, like giving examples, like if, like John said, if players have disagreements with their coaches per se over stuff, like per se it's LeBron or anything, I don't think that really has an effect to his career because at the end of the day, there's going to be plenty of teams that are going to want LeBron if he wants to go elsewhere, opposed to like acting and stuff. If you and the director don't get along, the director has connections and everything, like John said, that could be the end of your career if you don't stick to it how the director wants you to do everything.
That's definitely right about that.
I think the pressures are similar, but probably more so on the actor because you might only get like one chance to like have that big break in the film, if you're unestablished already versus any sport, you're going to get multiple games in order to prove yourself. But I think what fans get confused a lot of, it is not just like, okay, main actor and then superstar athlete. Like it takes a strong organization around them to create these great products. Like you mentioned LeBron Khalil. It's not just LeBron winning championships for the Lakers. It's his co-stars, his coaches, the scouts, the trainers, the GM, the director of basketball operations, the owner, Jeannie Buss, please sell the team. On the other side, you have the main actor, but you have people in supporting roles. You have the extras. By the way, get me as an extra on Power Book 2. I appreciate it. Anyways, you have directors, producers, all that comes in order to make these great products. So you ought to, you have to keep that in mind. But I get it. When you're these superstars, whether that's Hollywood or athletics, we're gonna put the most light on them, deservingly so. But there's more to it.
You're right about that, man. The name of the game is entertainment, and both of them are very entertaining things. We love them, and we will criticize on both sides, as fans of sports and as fans of movies.
And sometimes as fans, we'll criticize unfairly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
most definitely, yeah, because we connect our eyes to our heart sometimes, and we watch these characters, and then we also see the greats that's done it, and we try to compare, and sometimes it gets but sometimes you just need to. Exactly. Oh man, no, I like that one for sure, man. Yeah, actors in sports, they definitely go through a lot of the different criticisms of their genre and their profession. Shaq's retirement jersey. Orlando Magic drafted him, #1 overall draft pick, young guy, slim forward, coming through, dunking, breaking rims. I mean, they changed the breakaway rim for Shaq. I mean, this man came in just breaking, shattering everything. What do y'all think? Him coming into the game, starting his career out there, got to a couple, great playoff fights. And y'all think he should retire his jersey? They should be retiring his. Well, they are going to be retiring. What do y'all think about his retirement jersey then?
Yeah, I think it's dope because he beat Michael Jordan there. So, not a lot of people can say that.
Yeah, you're right about that. In the playoffs.
I'm going to say no. I think they're retiring it because he meant so much to the city. It really was Shaq and Disney as far as Orlando at that time. And yeah, I think he was a great player, but I don't think he did enough. He went to 2 finals, so I'll give him that. I think that could be their – no, they went with the White one year. So, yeah, I don't think he deserved a retirement for only being there for 4 years. So, yeah.
No, I gotta agree with Brock on that. He did great things while he was in Orlando. He put them on the map, made them relevant. Pretty much like Brock said, he was one of the main attractions out there in Orlando. But just in the time span and what he accomplished, I just don't see it being enough. Even though he did grow to be probably the most dominant center NBA's ever seen and won all those championships with the Lakers, he didn't really do anything to amount while he was on the Magic.
Okay. So to recap on that, John, we got a yes. Brock, we got to know. Steve, we got to know. Me personally, like I said, the name of the game is entertainment, and Shaq is one of the most entertaining player to entertainers there has to be. He brought, like you said, Disney, like Brock said, Disney and Shaq were together, bring so much revenue and so much positivity to a team that had really not much before that to even to think about. He changed the game. He said, like Brock said, finals appearances. Very young, with a team that was very young. Beat, like John said, who could say they beat Michael Jordan? Not many people could say they beat Michael Jordan in a playoff series like that. That's something deep. The GOAT of basketball. I think he should definitely get his retirement jersey there and just go ahead and retire there because he just brought so much to Orlando, man.
Quick question. Do y'all think he deserved his jersey retired in Miami?
No.
Is it retired? I'm not sure.
I don't think it is, but I don't think he deserves that.
No, he was more of they won the ship, but that was D Wade.
Okay, yeah. I agree with that. Okay.
I think you can retire secondary player jersey because UD, Alonzo Mourning, things of that nature. But it's just I don't think it got to a certain point where Shaq was just bouncing around too much. I'm not even sure how long he was there. and it was just he
Shaq
was
on the
clearly
ball.
diminished at that point. Like, yeah, I'm gonna say no for that one personally.
Man, played with Phoenix, the Celtics.
Yeah,
He was
Cleveland.
barely even averaging.
Yeah.
He was 6, 7, 9 just playing.
MVP of the
It's
league.
wild. One of our last topics we had here, we got a couple more minutes left. Carmelo Anthony in his OKC era. Getting traded after being an all-star from the Knicks to OKC. People would say this is one of his last great stop stints in the league before, the retirement. What do y'all think of his OKC era, and did it work? I mean, obviously, it didn't work. I would say not. Let me rephrase the question. How did y'all see that before y'all know what transpired?
Oh, I'll go then. Honestly, I think it fell apart because Andre Roberson, who was their really only defender, perimeter defender, got hurt. I think they're going to make noise in the playoffs before then. Russ kicking it out to Melo and PG and a couple other shooters on that team. I think they had something good there. I don't remember who was the coach for that team, but I think they had some good there. I think Melo came in. He was still a bit arrogant from his New York days. Of course, we remember the infamous line, they want me to come off the bench, which is crazy. That's kind of when I knew that it wasn't going to work, because Carmelo would be like theoretically the best small ball forward of all time. So yeah, to me it was kind of clunky, but I could see how it worked. But unfortunately, they didn't have no defense, and ultimately they damn near had 3 ball hogs. So yeah.
I saw Carmelo talk about this like recently on like a podcast or something. I think it might have been Dwayne Wade's podcast, and he was kind of like alluding to like it was something like some conspiracy type stuff going on behind the scenes. Like when he got there, like he said it was one vibe, but then as it kind of went on, the vibe kind of changed on him. I don't know, I wasn't there, but I don't know. It does seem like his last few years, like the NBA started acting strange toward Carmelo. I don't know what that was about, but.
Man, as one of the 2 Carmelo Anthony fans on this podcast here, that stint was really crazy on him getting traded after being an all-star with the Knicks. Yes, I thought it could have worked, but I just said deep down on the roster, they just didn't have the talent of pushing towards a lot of those teams that was in that era and in that time to make a deep playoff run. And like John was saying, I heard him on Old Man in the 3 with JJ, and he was saying the same thing, man. It was like a conspiracy, and the NBA was conspiring against him to basically just get him out of there.
Yeah, he even said on the D Wade podcast, he was saying like they kind of pushed him out of New York, and he was okay at OKC. Like they called him and everything was good, and then when he got there, the vibe changed. Kind of like, I'm not saying that's what he said, but it seemed like he may be alluding to like maybe somebody from the Knicks maybe called over there, and then the vibe changed. Phil
Jackson. I'll say it. Melo is my favorite player. I don't actually go bite my tongue.
They blackball, but no.
Black Bill Melo, what Melo do?
Yeah. Oh man.
What you got to say about it, Khalil?
What you got to say, C?
At one point, Melo was my favorite player. At one point, Russ was my favorite player. I just feel like his time in OKC, it had all the good points, but also like the bad points. I don't think with Russ, PG, and Melo that anything could really gel out of that. 3 ball dominant players. And then you had, I don't think any of those 3 wanted to kind of take that step back to kind of let the other player excel and kind of just play behind him. Kind of just a comparison like how the Clippers are playing in today's game. It took them a while to gel, but you can kind of see that Paul George and James Harden kind of took that step back to let Kawhi run the team. And then they're just kind of his little counterparts. I don't think, like I said, as much as I like Melo, I don't think his ego would ever have let him be a counterpart. on an OKC team. Like you said, there was just no defense going around at that time for them as well.
Sad my dog couldn't get a ring, man. Hey, still Melo out here. Darn.
Hey, Melo. Well, we talked about all the topics. If there's anything else y'all want to discuss until it like just cut off, we can, and things of that nature.
Oh no, man!
Hey. East-West game.
Checking out what's going on with the 3G podcast, bro. Man, you doing your thing over there, bro.
I appreciate it. I appreciate
it. Yes, sir.
We
liking the anime, man.
Oh no, not tomorrow. Let me see. Tuesday, I'll be recording another episode. We just dropped the 75th episode. That's the end of season 2. I'm starting up season 3, and I'm excited about it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do your seasons have like
tap in
certain like meanings behind them? Like you're trying to tackle a specific theme?
Nah. It just I wanted to make it kind of more like easier to catalog. You know what I mean? So like when people go back and listen to the old episodes, it's kind of like a time capsule. You know what I mean? Like, and it also kind of makes it seem like the show has more longevity. Like I'm calling it season 3, but I'm barely in the second year. You know, I hit 25 episodes, so I was like, that's season 1. And then I was like, we'll do 50 more, and I'll call that the end of season 2. So I think it'll be season 3 for a while, to be honest.
Let's see, somebody crossed over into acting in movies. Do you think that Jonathan Majors is ever going to get a job
again? I think probably, but it'll be a little bit, and it'll be lesser. It'll be lesser than what you probably were seeing him. You know, the opportunities that he had before.
Yeah, like a lesser type of role.
Yeah. You might see him in some indie films or something like.
I see a lot of people in indie films, though.
It's a long way down from Kings, for sure.
Hey, at least he ain't on the Tubi movies, though.
Right.
Well, I've seen a lot of actors on them Tubi movies.
They might give him another shot. They might give him another shot because they put him on that, what is it, Good Morning America or whatever, with ABC, whatever. But